Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your Star Scentsy consultant. But today what I have for you is my top 10 fall Teddy Bees scents, the best that I've experienced in my limited time of a little over a year of melting with them. Some really wonderful fall things here that are standouts for me, and also a second layer of favorites which are more transitional that you can melt anytime fall or winter quite happily. So let's just start here with my top 3, which these are my favorites of everything that I have tried from Teddy Bees in the last little over a year. My fall fave has got to be Salem, which I was so excited about that I was able to get some of in the last RTS, I think. Yeah, before this last pre-order that was open a couple weeks ago. This is Gala apples, Fraser fir, figs, mahogany, and cedarwood, and this smells a lot to me like my favorite candle from Bath & Body Works, which is called Autumn, which I don't even know if they produced that one this year. So it's so good that I have this, because this is close enough that it just makes me feel as though I have that candle burning from many years ago when I first started doing home fragrance in my early 20s. So this is so lovely. It's crisp. With this one, you definitely do get the fig and the mahogany and the apple, whereas the Bath & Body Works version, I think that relies a little bit more on forest to go in mixed with your apples to give you the same kind of a scent. It's just beautiful. It throws very, very well, because I do have a cured souffle that a friend had sent me last year that I tried. It's just a phenomenal smell. Let's see if I can get this out. Oh, it's just so good. So if you have the opportunity to pick this up in the next RTS, because I believe that she offered this in the pre-order, oh, it's just phenomenal. Very, very happy smell. And it's a very relaxing and refreshing scent and a good performer. Now, just as equally amazing is sugar chestnuts and apple butter, which I got last fall. And again, this is one where I'm pretty sure that the next RTS will have this because it was in the pre-order. So this is apple butter, brown sugar, toasted chestnuts, clove, and notes of spice. And this scent, you guys, it's a really good performer. And where the Salem is fresh and clean and bracing, this is warm and toasty and rich and homey. It's just so good. I have like 2.5 tubs of this, and I may pick up another souffle if it's available when I get around to the next RTS, if I shop that. Oh, it's just lovely. It has a little bit of the warmth of Scentssy's apple butter frosting, but the chestnut note makes this its own distinct thing. It's one of the best scents, I think, from Teddy Bees pretty much of all time, because I've also heard from so many other people how much they love this, and I just can't get enough of it. It's really good. And you can even see, I think this, is this glitter or spices? It's really fine glitter on the bottom, which looks almost like sparkly cinnamon spice. It's so, so good. And then my personal favorite, which I don't know how many other people would agree with me on this one, the other two I know are very popular, is It's Fall, y'all. I cannot get enough of this. Oh, it's so good. I have 2 loaves, well, 1 and 7/8 of a loaf here. Marshmallow Fireside, sweet cinnamon, orange zest, leaves, brown sugar, and vanilla, and it's just delightful. Oh, this is like warm and welcoming. It isn't any one thing that really sticks out to you. Like the sugar chestnuts and apple butter, it's really that bakery richness that you get, or the Salem, it's that very crisp fall walk in the orchard kind of a deal. This one is just, it's kind of like a cozy sweater, almost like you're sitting on the porch with a really cuddly blanket and a cup of not even like tea or coffee, but maybe really good, there's no cocoa in this, but like a hot cocoa or a pumpkin spice latte, something like that, that's just rich and decadent and fuzzy. It's so good. So those are the 3 where I absolutely cannot live without them. Another group that I've got here that I really like, Holiday and Halloween Town was new this year, and I've only melted it once. I will be getting into it as the temperature finally drops. It's been very hot here in Michigan for mid-September, and I don't really want to do these super powerhouse heavy bakeries when it's 80 degrees outside. But this one I know I'm going to love, and it is strong. This is deep fried churros covered with cinnamon sugar, warm donuts, a hint of spice, creamy eggnog, and fire roasted marshmallows, and it's phenomenal. It's a very good fall bakery. Even though it's got eggnog, it doesn't really feel Christmassy. It truly feels like a fall harvest festival sort of a drink, or a really wonderful, oh, if you could imagine it, like a spiced custard filled pastry. Oh my gosh, just, it's so good. Okay, Another one which everybody was losing their mind over the last year and a half is Whipstaff Manor. I have only gotten the tiniest slivers out of the bottom of this to put in my daughter's room today. I have melted a cured sample from a friend, but I really haven't gotten into this particular loaf except for those few slivers this morning. Crisp fall air, cedar wood, crunchy leaves, hints of apples, fall spice, toasted marshmallows, and charred pumpkin. This is a deep, very rich, late fall smell. It's fantastic, and the way that I want my home to smell, this is absolutely perfect, and I will be melting this probably all through October very happily with the mix of different things that are always going on in my home. This is just a me kind of a scent, and it's deep and rich, and it almost reminds me of really good old-fashioned wood furniture in an old house. I don't know why that comes to me because it's got the pumpkin and all these other things in it. It doesn't smell really like wood, but it just reminds me of that kind of a thing. So beautiful, like an old forgotten room that's full of antiques, and maybe you were baking a pumpkin pie in the next room too. I don't know. Really, really nice. And then this one does straddle between the fall and the Christmas season, but I feel that it's more fall-y, and this is one I had wanted to get again in this last pre-order, and it wasn't offered. That is Fall into Christmas. I love this smell. I'm so glad I've got the Holiday and Halloween Town because there's enough similarities that when I run out of this, I won't cry. But this is Vanilla Pumpkin, which I love that oil. Buttered rum, eggnog, and butter cookies. Oh, you guys, this is so good. It just makes me happy. It's like the most wonderful vanilla custard with all that eggnoggy richness. Oh, it's delicious and perfect for November or late October. And the next one I've got here is Ichabod Sea. Now, this is a October specific scent for sure. This is fresh pumpkins, clove, bourbon, maple, and toasted oak, and it's just so nice. The very first time I warmed it, because of course I'm warming kind of uncured, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that, but the notes just needed a little bit more time, so the sweetness from the bourbon had to mix with that fresh pumpkin note. And I put some of this in my bedroom today, and it's fantastic. But it's definitely brighter and lighter than most pumpkin scents that I'm used to, say, from Scentsy. It's a very good scent, though, and I will be warming that all October long, and then I'll have another of these Forget-Me-Not tins for next year. And then here is one that I don't know how many people like this as much as I do. My friend Robin also loves it, and this is called Praline and Woods. I fell so hard for this last fall, and I kept going back and getting more because after whatever RTS it was offered in, nobody wanted it, so I would go back and pick up more. Toasted pecans, praline candy, spiced white cake blended with softwoods. This is the most wonderful pecan bakery fall scent. It's just homey, and it's got that white cake and the woods, and yet that really good nutty pecan. It's just fantastic. So I've got a loaf and a half because I did share part of it, I think, with Robin when we did our last wax swap. And it's just fantastic. Looking forward to melting that. And then the last one to round out my truly fall top 10 is going to be Harvest Cider and Birch. And this is one where I had melted this a few weeks ago and I was telling you about it. I think it was on Labor Day. That it has matured over the course of a year and it is now gorgeous and I wish I had more. And this is very different than any of the other things that I already showed you. So this is plums, dark cherries, vanilla birch, peppered woods, and warm pomegranate cider. And it's just amazing. There is this warmth and richness to that and complexity. It's not sharp. I think the cherries balance the pomegranates beautifully. I would love to see that in another pre-order at some time, or if I could get, it's hard, but if I could get a little bit in an RTS, if it was specially offered, I would totally try to snag that. Now, I do have some scents that really, really and truly, these are October specific, but yet I could see myself melting them in the winter too. So I didn't put them in my regular fall top 10, but I had to mention both of these. There's a lot of gray wax coming because everything that's sort of dark and mysterious seems to be gray. Jack's. This is an amazing smell. This is wet autumn leaves, moss-covered oak trees, cedarwood, hinoki smoke, and the hinoki smoke is lingering off in the distance. That tiny print will get you every time. This smell is so rounded and rich. It's got that deep wood smoke, but it's not overly smoky. It's gentle. It's got this autumn leaf and oak tree depth to it. So it's warm, it's smoky, it's tailored, it's sophisticated, and it's very strong. So this is fantastic. But you can't mention this, which is like the country version of smoky and deep and mysterious, without mentioning Ghost of Harrenhal, which is very similar, but yet this is a very sophisticated, polished, like in a cathedral dark and stormy night rather than out walking in the woods in the country smell. So this is a mysterious blend of Palo Santo and incense, leather, guaiac wood, and ebony tree resin, and this is also just a stunner. But this doesn't have any sweetness from the outdoorsiness that Jack's has. This is just deep. It's got the incense, it's got those very dark wood resin notes, and it's very sophisticated. I will totally be doing this on a nasty rainy day in October just for fun. Really, really nice. So then I have a couple more here where I am having a hard time figuring out what time of year would I really peg these. One is Earl Ingstad, and I don't have Harold in here because I think I would do him in a winter and Christmas melting basket or like top 10 of Teddy Bees. But when they offered Earl Ingstad and Harold Finehair at the same time, my friend Robin and I teased each other about how it reminded us of the two grumpy old men from the Muppets, and I know these are characters that have nothing to do with the Muppets, but that's what we were both thinking. So Harold and Earl, they traveled together, and I'm out of coffee, so I'm sorry for the scratchy throat. But this is such a good September cozy bakery scent. Cardamom cream, Palo Santo, Earl Grey tea, sweet pastries, and sugar crystals. It's amazing. I cannot wait to melt this. And I might actually melt this on the same day as It's Fall, y'all, because they both have kind of a coziness to them. But the cardamom and the Earl Grey tea and the pastries in here, it's just so, so good. I hope that we do get this back at some point in the future. I will get another loaf. It's just amazing. It's a good medium throw, and it's cozy, cuddly, and lovely. So then this one, I really debated, do I put this in my top 10 just fall, or do I push it into the winter? And that is smoked ginger snaps, which is another one where people just didn't seem all that excited about it when it was offered. So I picked up a tub, and then I loved it so much that it was just sitting on the site, I think last winter, for a long time. And I went and I got a whole loaf too. Oh, this is so cozy, and to me, even though there's pumpkin in this and vanilla, is very much the end of November pushing into wintertime. This is warm gingerbread spice, cardamom, charred wood, roasted pumpkin, and Tahitian vanilla. It's almost like you're sitting by a wood stove enjoying some sort of a really nice homey baked good. Oh, this is so good, you guys. The gingerbread spice doesn't come out like a gingerbread cookie as much as it's just a spicy, almost like an oatmeal cookie in a sense kind of thing. This is so complex with the Tahitian vanilla and the roasted pumpkin. I will be melting this all fall and winter long. I've got to get through my tub first, but I brought the pretty untouched loaf up to show you guys for the video. Okay, what else do I have here? Here is a scent that shocked me when I got just a little bit of it in one of the sales earlier this year. I think it might have even been in the spring. I think it was the same time that we had Harold and Earl and Don, and we had all these different sophisticated, unique men-named smells. Dapper Don. This sounds kind of scary if you're just reading the notes and you don't understand how well the Teddy Bees profiles are blended. Palo Santo, creamy cocoa, and sensual vanilla. So it sort of sounds like you sprinkled wood into your hot cocoa. This is my favorite chocolate scent ever. And I've been melting and burning and experiencing wax and candles for many years now. There's something about the Palo Santo in here with the creamy cocoa and the vanilla. It's totally addictive, and it is a fantastic, warm, cozy scent. Very, very good for a cold evening. I cannot wait to melt more of this. I love this. I absolutely love this, and it was an extremely surprising standout for me and great for fall weather. I only have a little one of Marx's just because I was kind of scared of the notes. It's really nice. It's somewhat like the Harvest Cider and Birch, but it's a lot woodsier, and there's more sharpness to this. And this is really strong, so this is actually going to do me for a while. Sweet plum, saffron, black peppercorns, cashmere cream, and sweet vanilla roasted pine cones. The roasted pine cones in here gives it that earthiness. It's so good. I love this, and this just screams November for me, so I will be enjoying this in November. And then I've got 3 left here. This scent could definitely be winter, or it could be late fall, and that is Cabin in the Woods. I have 2 of them, so I've already started working on the other one. Oh, you guys, this is such a lovely scent. There is just something so deep about this. It's not quite like Rustic Lodge, but it's the sort of thing where I would melt it on the same day as Scentsy's Rustic Lodge. This has fir needles, smoked woods, marshmallow fireside, cedarwood, sandalwood, and the minty snow. And the minty snow is barely there. This is such a good cabin smell. It truly smells like you're in a log cabin. Oh, and the warmth here is just phenomenal. Again, I want the temperature to drop more. Like, this isn't an October kind of temperature melt. This is more like November, really chilly, like we might be getting our first sleet or snow. Amazing. I cannot wait to get into that. And then I've got a couple left here, which you can melt these any time of the year, but I think they'll be their best in the fall. And that is Frankish Princess, which is a really beautiful, charming, cozy bakery scent. This is warm donuts, baked bread, powdered sugar, and a touch of spice that's blended with butter pecan waffles, blackberry jam, and butter cookies. And it's just pleasant and happy and cozy. You've really got that jammy note, and you've got the donuts, and you've got the waffles, and it's just really nice. It's sort of like Scentsy's Breakfast in Bed. So it's just a good, cozy autumn bakery. Really nice. And then last but not least, I don't know when you would say this has a specific season, but the Dornishmans Wife, I got this over the summer, I think. Palo Santo, blackberries, marshmallow fireside, and the slightest hint of lemon. And this is just a really cozy, smoky blackberry scent. That in some ways it does remind me a lot of Bonfire Beach from Scentsy, which is weird. But with the blackberry, I think early fall, this would be perfect. So that is really my top 20 of all the teddy bees I've collected. That's more fall winter specific. And if I could recommend, again, like top scents, the sugar chestnuts and apple butter and the Salem. And then the Whipstaff Manor is a fan favorite. The It's Fall Y'all, the Holiday and Halloween Town. If those are something that you can get in a D-stash or in the next pre-order cycle or whatever, please pick them up. They're all wonderful. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.